to New Life Youth Podcasts. Hope you enjoy the message. Sometimes on a Sunday morning, great word hits the spot, but as soon as we walk out of the church doors, it's like we put on the world uniform and we slip ourselves back into our normal routines. We go to school, we go to college, or we go to work, and then it's straight back to church again. And we get so used to that routine that sometimes it just takes a challenging word to shake us awake. And it's easy to become discouraged when we hear that challenging word. And we think to ourselves, well, I'm not good enough, you know. I'm nowhere near that spiritual level. But Jesus purposed our lives, and in his books they were written the days fashioned for us, when as yet there was none of them. He chose us, and as he has begun a good work, he will be faithful to complete it. But we shouldn't take for granted that the likelihood that God will give our work to someone else if we don't arise and follow the calling on our lives. In the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 13, it says that you are the salt of the earth, and if it loses its flavour, how shall it be seasoned? It is then good for nothing but to be thrown out and to be trampled underfoot by men. There is no such thing as ready or good enough. You know, that's just the devil's lies to keep us from spiritually growing and to keep us in our carnal thinking, because when we are there, the Spirit is not in us and we cannot grow. In the Bible, James asks, "What does it profit, my brethren, if you have faith but do not have works? For as the body without the Spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also." If we go through life spiritually dull, accepting the lies and living it like going through the motions, then all the opportunities that God lays before us, all the opportunities that we can create for God to move in our lives is lost. Jesus says in John chapter 10, verse 10, that the thief does not come except to steal, to kill, and to destroy. I have come that they may have life, and that they may have it more abundantly. Jesus wants us to live our lives, and that can only ever happen if we realise that he is the only one we need to live for. You know, if we seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, then everything else shall be added onto us, whether it's our desires, our hopes, or our dreams. We should live life in the present, the now of life, because we don't know what the future holds. Imagine coming to the end of your life and God asks you what you have done with the talents, the abilities and gifts that he has given you. And he asks, what have you done with your life? What would you say? Well, some people will say that, well, I don't really know what my talent is. But that's not an excuse for us not to seek it out. In Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15 to 17, it says, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Therefore do not be unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is." We have to seek to understand God's will for our lives and be careful to live wisely, making the most of the opportunities that he gives us. And it's time to arise and let God live through us. And as we live and let God, that his power in us and his presence in our lives will just attract people to Jesus. It's not always good to give in to fear, but if we stand up and we know that if God is with us, then who can be against us? And let's take confidence in that and just live life to the full as God intended from the beginning. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this message, why not come along to one of our youth meetings? We meet every Friday at New Life Church Hall, 7:30 till 9:30.